Netflix has a new show for us to get excited about in the new year. Inventing Anna, the 9-part series by Shonda Rhimes, is set to drop early February, the world's biggest streaming service. The show is a take on the New York Magazine article, How Anna Delvey Tricked New York's Party People. We cannot wait to see it. Stay with us as today we're discussing everything we know about it. First up, what's the show all about? Stay tuned to find out. The premise is a pretty exciting one and draws natural comparisons to the Leonardo DiCaprio character of Frank Abagnale, but on a slightly less grand scale. Based on a true story, the show chronicles the story of a woman who tricked her way into New York's social elite. Anna Delvey, real name Anna Sorokin, posed as a wealthy German heiress and ultimately relieved some of New York's wealthiest of a few $100,000 of their dollars. The show will follow the relationship between the notorious Delvey and a journalist following her story. The recurring theme in the journalist's investigation is getting to the bottom of who exactly Anna Delvey is. No one seems to be able to answer what is seemingly such a simple question, but we hope by the end of the season we will know a little more about the trickster. Delvey was actually visited by the show's star, Julia Garner of Ozark fame, in an attempt to get to the bottom of the question. But even Garner ran into a wall of silence, telling fans Delvey was secretive and vague. I mean, a good magician never reveals his or her tricks, right? Garner said, Anna doesn't even know herself, and it's really hard to play someone who doesn't know themselves. My roles just get harder and harder the older I get. If I hear that's a part going to be hard, I'm like, that sounds terrifying. That sounds terrible. And then I'm like, I'm doing it. Good on you, Jules. What do we know about Delvey's early life? Born in Moscow amidst the chaos of the collapse of the Soviet in 1991, her father was a truck driver and her mother a small business owner. She was described as quiet and an excellent student, but someone who could also be easily offended. In 2007, the family relocated to Germany, where Anna developed problems fitting in due to difficulties with the German language. She graduated high school in 2011 before then moving to London and eventually Paris to work as an apprentice for a French fashion magazine. Sometime during the mid-2013, she traveled to New York, which is where her story really began. She proposed the fanatical idea of the Anna Delvey Foundation to wealthy NYC socialites and leased the church mission house as a venue for events. The idea of the foundation was a private members club and art foundation. It was around this time she met Michael Huang, who suspected her early on after she failed to reimburse him for a flight and also skipped out on payment of her birthday party at a swanky restaurant. From here, her deceit increased exponentially. Once she had realized she could get away with not paying for things, she decided she liked the life. After failing to garner interest in her foundation, she decided to create fake bank statements and submitted these for a loan, which was eventually refused after the bank decided to look into her background a little more, which prompted her to withdraw the application. This is just the tip of the iceberg, so be sure to watch the Netflix show. So what is Delvey's status right now? Stick around to find out. After being sentenced to 12 years in 2019, it might shock some viewers to learn that she was released in February of 2021 for good behavior. I mean, this woman is a known fraudster. How hard do you think it would be for her to manipulate the authorities and convince them she had changed by behaving well? It's not as simple as it sounds, though. After serving her initial sentence in the notorious New York prison of Rikers Island, Delvey caught the attention of immigration services via her social media platforms. They've said she overstayed her visa. Sure on the details of her visa, but if it ran out while she was in prison, this might be a little cruel or funny, depending on which side of the fence thou sits. She remains in custody while awaiting deportation to her native Germany. Do you think she should be deported or given a second chance? Let us know below. Who else is in the cast? Stay tuned to find out. As we know, star of Ozark Julia Garner, who plays the foul-mouthed but fierce Ruth Langmore on the hit crime thriller, is the lead in Inventing Anna. And we love the Ruth character, so we cannot wait to see what Julia does with Anna. Succession's Arian Moad, who plays the devious but hilarious Stewie Husseini, will be joining Garner on the cast as Todd and Anna Chmklimsky. Both known for her role as Amy Bruckheimer on V, will be cast in the role Vivian. Joining the guys will also be Scandal actress Katie Lowes and Alexis Floyd of The Bold Type, who will play Neff. Anders Holm, who played Troy on Sausage Party, will be portraying the character of Jack. Anna Devere Smith, the West West Wing's Dr. Nancy McNally will play Maud, and she'll be joined by Jeff Perry, who appeared on Scandal with Lowe's, as well as Terry Kinney from The Little Things and Orange is the New Black's Laverne Cox. We're super excited with this cast and cannot wait to see this one when it drops in February. Who are you most looking forward to seeing from this bunch? We're talking about some other highly anticipated 2022 shows next, starting with a Fresh Prince reboot. 90s kids rejoice. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is getting its very own makeover. This one has seen numerous delays, not least due to COVID, but 2022 looks like the year the old Will Smith show will be getting its reboot. Newcomer Jabari Banks will play the character made famous by Will Smith back in the early 90s, and fans of the original cannot wait to see how he does. Adrian Holmes will feature as Philip Banks, Will's grouchy uncle, and also making appearances will be Tyler Bernhardt as Connor, Cameron Wong, and Cassandra Freeman as Vivian. It's been suggested the new show will peel back the layers of these characters and themes in a way that you simply could not do 30 years ago in the half-hour format. Sounds great. Are you guys looking forward to this one, or do you think something like The Fresh Prince should be left as a classic that it is? Let us know below. Next up, we're talking about the First Lady. Fans of the Obama family don't have long to wait until the First Lady drops, which details, well, First Ladies, and how Michelle Obama, Betty Ford, and Eleanor Roosevelt made the role their own. It'll be interesting to see how the show jumps back and forth from each historical time, but we have faith that show creator Aaron Cooley will be able to give us all we need. Appearing on the show will be Viola Davis, who appeared in this year's The Suicide Squad and will play Michelle Obama. She'll be joined by Hollywood royalty, Michelle Pfeiffer as Betty Ford, and her on-screen daughter Susan will be played by Dakota Fanning. Quite the lineup so far. Playing Eleanor Roosevelt is none other than Gillian Anderson, who found early fame playing Scully in The X-Files, and who now plays the sexually open Jean Milburn on the hit Netflix show Sex Education. Obviously, this show focuses largely on the ladies, which is great, but they are backed up by some stellar actors playing presidents. O.T. Fagbane will play Barack Obama, the first black president of the United States, whilst Ford and Roosevelt will be played by Aaron Eckhart and Kiefer Sutherland, respectively. This is some cast, and we are pretty excited for this one. How about you guys? And finally, another political drama, Gaslit. Another TV show based around the White House, another all-star cast. We hear you cry. Well, yep. Julia Roberts and Sean Penn star in this one, which gives viewers a different take on the Watergate scandal, which will shine a light on forgotten characters and untold stories of the 1970s saga. Pretty Woman herself, Roberts plays a wealthy socialite who is the first to actually put two and two together, playing President Nixon's involvement in the scandal, and just so happens to be married to Penn's character, the incumbent Attorney General at the time. The show is one of two, which will delve into Watergate coming to TV screens next year, the other being The White House Plumber, starring Woody Harrelson and Justin Theroux, who will play the pair who planned the burglary, which ultimately brought down the most powerful man on the planet. Which Watergate drama are you most excited about? Let us know below. As always, thanks for tuning in today, and remember to swing by next time for some more revelations. And why not give us a little shout out by sharing this video with any TV show addicted friends you might have on your friends list. Bye guys.